got you under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart of me.
Welcome back to Piece of Chaos. This one's going to be a little different because it is, I don't know, I'm doing this in the morning, trying this out. I don't know. I had a weird thought. I was making my son breakfast, and I don't know, we were just being silly, and I said, this ain't my first rodeo. And he was like, I don't know what that means. And I was like, yeah, well, why would you? Because it's a weird statement. If it was your first rodeo, you know, what activity are you doing at your rodeo? For the first time, I mean, that seems really reckless. And I don't know. It's a weird phrase. And he just caught me off guard and made me laugh. And I was like, you know what? I got lazy this week and didn't do my podcast. And, you know, I got a little time to myself here this morning. And he made me laugh, so I figured I'd share that. I don't know what's going on, everybody. Yeah, life is chaos. This week, I've realized a lot of things have started to just get difficult to maintain. And I've been given a lot of thought about saying no to things. Because I very rarely say no to things. And I'm usually able to pull it all off fairly well. But lately, that has not been the case. So, yeah, I got to do some prioritization and some balancing and some thinking about things for 2022. We're already thinking about 2022. Man, we have just erased, it feels like, 2 years of life, huh? Like, so strange. Everything seems so strange. And just different than it used to be. And I guess that's just how it is, right? I guess we just didn't expect it to be this radically different because we had those years. I mean, you know, I was born in the 70s. The 80s were ridiculous. The 90s were super fun. I love the 90s. The 2000s were kind of, you know, I don't know, bland in a way. I don't know. I mean, there was a lot going on personally, and, you know, that's when I made a lot of life changes in that time. I just mean, like, as a country, what stands out, you know? Early in the 2000s was 9/11. That kind of shook everything. So I guess that's the biggest one, but that was a, you know, instantaneous almost, a one-day event. And we've dealt with the repercussions of it in a lot of ways ever since. But this one, sustained uncertainty, really, is what it is. Sustained uncertainty with no end in sight. And we were never certain of the outcomes of what was going to happen, but we felt like it would be relatively calm, relatively life as usual, really since like the 50s. You know, basically like suburban life or whatever, city life. These things went on. There was no major disturbance. We kept getting new technology and everything was just fine. You just went from year to year and things happened. You got older, but that was about the most significant thing. This feels like we have just blown everything up and we're starting over. And I hope it's a start over. I hope it's a reset in a good way, but man. I don't know. I don't think we could have had warning either. Like, hey, everybody, and starting in 2020, we're going to just rethink some things. No, I don't think we would have gone for it. Very strange times. so, I got to figure out some things and prioritize some things and make sure I'm doing the right things and doing the things that I, here's something. Here's what I really noticed, right? I love to read. And I read a lot. I read a lot. I was trying to read a lot. I was challenging myself. I didn't make it yet, but I challenged myself to read. There's this 52 books a year challenge, which is basically a book a week, which is, doable. But, I mean, you also have to sleep, you have to work, you have to, you have responsibilities and other people. And so it's a challenge. That's why it's a challenge. And I did it. I tried to do it in the last 2 years. I think I got to 27 the first year. And this year I'm on I think 12 or 13. And I realize it's taken me 2 months to read this last book that I started reading. It has nothing to do with how good the book is. It's actually an awesome book. But I've been sleeping a lot more than usual. And that's a good thing. I'm doing that purposefully a little bit. Like if I have a choice but usually my choice would have been read then sleep, but it's a timing thing because I'd like to read for half hour or an hour before bed. But then it gets too late and then I'm like, I can't do that because I won't get enough sleep. So, and part of it is I read a book about sleep called Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker, and it made me realize just how important sleep is, how I've been neglecting it. And so I dedicated myself to sleep more, which in turn cut into my reading time. And then, I moved and all this stuff. I'm making excuses for myself because I'm annoyed that I am not able to do everything that I want to do. But hey, prioritize and move on. That's what we're going to do. So I hope you guys got a chance to listen to that podcast I did a couple weeks ago with Chad Nell. I still think about that. I haven't done that challenge either yet. And I like taking on things like that, but it's so difficult to buckle down and do those things on a consistent basis. He talked about the 75 hard challenge, which is 75-day, basically regimen challenge where for 75 days straight, you eat on a diet, whatever, you pick one and you just stay strict for 75 days. You exercise every day. There's a list of 6 things you have to do for 75 days in a row. And it's not that daunting when you look at I could do that every day. But if you mess it up one day, so let's say you pick the diet to be on. I really like the one called the 4-hour body or the slow carb diet. When I'm being disciplined, that's what I like to follow. But it's not the easiest diet to follow. Regimen. It can get I don't know. People say it gets boring. I actually like it, but it's real hard when there's other temptations around. It seems like something you could do if you lived alone real easy. Especially in the pandemic, because there's not a lot of choices out there anyway, eating wise. So you could just stock up and lock it up and do it. So there are some advantages Chad actually, I think did it, during a deep part of the pandemic earlier in the year. Anyway, the challenge is that if you mess up or miss or slip up, you have to restart the 75 days. And obviously, this is just a promise to yourself. As we discovered, nobody gives a shit. But anyway, it's an interesting one. But you have to restart the 75 days. So imagine getting to day 60 and you accidentally trip and a Snickers falls into your head. And then you're like, shit, I got to start over again. But anyway, he pulled it off. And it's inspiring. People like that can pull those things off and get it done, and do it with keeping everything in balance. So I'm going to do my best because that's all I can do. And I'm going to keep putting out a podcast every week. I don't even know why. It's getting hard. Like, I can't. I have reached out to people to get guests. And, people are busy and stuff like that. But, it's interesting. I want it to be interesting, but I also want it to happen every week. And it's hard to get somebody on every week now, I guess, is the point. Or maybe I just haven't asked the right people. I feel like I think about it. Maybe I don't ask as many people as I think about. Or, yeah. But, I want to talk to people about interesting things and have interesting conversations. I am very fortunate that I do have a lot of interesting conversations during the day at my job, which is cool. And I'm very lucky and grateful for that. But they usually revolve around work things, and that's great. But I like to talk about other stuff too. So, anyway, if you have suggestions for guests you'd like to hear, send me a note on Twitter, I guess, is the most... Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I'm stuck over on Twitter and nobody even looks at Twitter anymore. But I've talked about TikTok a little bit. I'll go into more depth on that. That's another thing I think that has stolen my reading time, if I'm being honest. That's a sinister one, man. You can disappear an hour real quick with TikTok. But it's also great. It's also great. There's funny stuff on there. You guys have heard, hopefully, the podcast with Jacob Givens. His TikTok continues to blow up, and that's great for him. I mean, hell, it's entertaining. It's like he has his own show. It's beautiful. His own show on his own channel. So, as he should. He's brilliant. Go check out Jacob Givens. Get addicted to TikTok by watching Jacob Givens on TikTok. That's something that we can maybe start talking about is music is back. The 90s cover band is back. Since the last podcast, we had our first rehearsal. It's going to be a 90s cover band, and it's really, really fun. It's really, really fun. A bunch of old dudes rocking, and it's so fun. Like I think we really, and I'm pretty critical. I think we were pretty good. I know I have a really good rapport with the bass player. He and I were in a 90s cover band for more than 5 years together. We are locked up and instantly fell right back in like an old pair of shoes. I mean, it was really a good feeling. And then the guitar player, Tommy, he's just an incredible player. And he was great. So, but the fun part is that Jacob Givens is our singer, and he crushed it. I mean, crushed it. And he's also a good guitar player. So we have a rhythm guitar player, a singer frontman who is, I mean, come on. Who could ask for a better frontman than that dude? Like, he is just such a fun person. So, 2 comics and two friends, 2 great musicians, so I'm playing drums again. So stay tuned for that. We're going to rehearse a little bit, tighten it up. Like I said, I have to prioritize things, right? So how am I going to fit that in too? Well, we all kind of made a pact that we are going to know our shit and show up at gigs ready to go. So probably not a lot of rehearsal after we are rehearsed, I guess. But it's not going to be a huge time commitment. It'll just be a fun activity, a fun night out for us, and a little relief from the mayhem and the chaos. One of the things we did talk about is like, listen, I'm not ready to go play in a just like I'm not going to do comedy really in a venue where people are either masked, or I'm just not ready to be in a room of people, closed room without masks. I'm just I must have developed some sort of social anxiety over the course of this. Surprise. But we were like, well, there's plenty of outdoor venues for rock bands. So that'll be fun. Stay tuned. We don't have a name yet. I'm thinking I hate picking band names. But yeah, I don't know, something fun to do. You know, you got to keep life moving and do the things you love. And I'm very fortunate to be doing a lot of the things that I love. Still. And it's pretty great. It's pretty great. So, well, there's your morning edition. I don't know. I feel like I talked a lot faster or something. But coffee today, not La Croix. Oh, before I go, little tip as we head into the holidays. I made a huge change when we moved to the new house. We threw away, or actually we sold at a yard sale our Keurig coffee maker, which we had for 2 or 3 years, I guess, and all through the pandemic. And oddly, I hated it every day. Like, I used to go to Starbucks on the way to work. Well, that all went away when I stopped going on the way to work. And these K-Cups were easier, and you didn't have to do all the rigmarole with the coffee maker and all that stuff. Well, it was so expensive. It was, ridiculously expensive. Those cups, like a box of those cups was like $35. So I was like, you know what? This is so dumb. And I don't even like this coffee. So we got a coffee maker, like a regular coffee maker, except it has a grinder built in. And you can set a timer in it. You put the beans in there and it grinds it fresh. Oh, what a difference. And a bag of coffee beans is $9 and it lasts, like a week. So that is my push for go back to grinding your coffee. They're screwing us with that Keurig. The coffee tastes like shit, and it makes a lot of plastic and waste, and I'm pissed that we did it for so long. But, hey, live and learn, right? Anyway, have a great week, everybody. Thanks for listening. Really appreciate you.
You ain't never gonna win. Use your mentality. Wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop just before I begin.